what a small county in Arizona did to become one of the first in the nation to offer the COVID-19 vaccine to everyone.
Plus, how museums across the country are bringing Native American voices from the past back to life.
And later this half hour on Break It Down, the misconceptions and miscarriages.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Gabrielle Sabat.
And I'm Jay Coulter. Thank you for joining us. Following a decision by Governor Doug Ducey on March 5th to allow businesses to operate at full capacity, 3 Arizona doctors are urging political leaders to continue enforcing COVID-19 precautions. Today, the doctors spoke out, agreeing that Arizona should be focusing its efforts on vaccine education and increased accessibility before preemptively removing mask mandates and other coronavirus safety measures currently in place. They emphasized that vaccine rollouts are still ongoing and herd immunity has not yet been reached.
Remember that Arizona has only vaccinated a small fraction of residents here. Roughly 10% of Arizonans have received both doses of the vaccine, offering full protection against COVID-19, and only around 20% have received a single dose. Epidemiologists and health experts say that between 70 and 90% of the population would need to be vaccinated in order to achieve herd, or what we like to think of in the medical community as community immunity.
The doctors say they're concerned about super spreader events like spring break, which could cause another spike in cases if hotspots are open with no COVID restrictions.
In his first primetime speech to the nation yesterday, President Joe Biden made it clear he wants every state to open vaccine eligibility up to all adults by May 1st. During the speech, delivered on the 1-year anniversary of the lockdowns, Biden reminded Americans we can start to return to normality if we just remain diligent. He also pointed out that his original goal of vaccinating 100 million Americans in his first 100 days of presidency will be reached by day 60.
There is hope and light of better days ahead. If we all do our part, this country will be vaccinated soon. Our economy will be on the mend. Our kids will be back in school. And we'll have proven once again that this country can do anything.
Biden added that the pandemic has united our country, but he warned more COVID restrictions could be put in place if case numbers go back up.
President Biden may have ordered states to make all adults vaccine eligible by May 1st, but one Arizona county beat him to the punch. It's been almost a month now since Gila County opened vaccine eligibility to all adults in the county. I recently talked to officials there to see how they pulled it off.
Gila County was battling through its most active wildfire season ever last year, and then COVID-19 hit, further stretching the county's already strapped emergency response team. But that bad situation may have worked out in the county's favor, forcing it to hire outside help that was the difference when COVID vaccinations came around.
What we did was we had those partners that were onboarded with the state health department ASU Vaccines.
Michael O'Driscoll, director of Gila County Public Health and Emergency Management, said the private company Command Solutions 4 gave county workers a much-needed extra set of hands at a critical time.
They're in the larger population centers, and then Command Solutions for the National Guard and Gila County Health Department, we went out into the more rural areas and did vaccination clinics, and we also added large drive-through clinics in Payson and Globe to sort of capture everybody sort of all at once.
Dr. Daniel Dirksen, the director of the Arizona Center for Rural Health, said the county's geography also helped, with hospitals in Payson and Globe anchoring the north and south ends of the county.
And those 2 critical access hospitals and their associated rural health clinics, and then the private practice clinics have all been collaborating to try to get as many people vaccinated as the supply will allow.
O'Driscoll said the county's efficient vaccine administration led the state health department to send more doses. Gila County hopes to have half of its population vaccinated in the next 2 weeks, well ahead of the state average.
For the eligible residents, we're at 41% as of today. And then if you break down the numbers a little bit more, looking at the 65 and older population, the numbers are outstanding. We're at right around 60% of the 65 and older population receiving their first vaccine.
That success led officials to open vaccinations to any county resident, earning it national attention.
What Gila has taught us is that we should be removing barriers to individuals who want to get vaccinated to allow them to be vaccinated.
And while he is optimistic the state will get through this pandemic, Dirksen says Gila County may have provided a model for others to follow.
We're certainly much more equipped with the supply increasing each week to states and to counties and to communities to do that. And I think we need to make it as easy as possible for those individuals and their families to get vaccinated that want to be vaccinated.
As of today, almost 1.5 million people in Arizona have received at least one dose of the coronavirus vaccine. And according to the Arizona Department of Health Services, the number of Arizonans who are fully vaccinated is a little more than 860,000.
Starting today in Pima County, essential frontline workers and adults over 55 years old can get vaccinated. That includes people who work in food, agriculture, grocery stores, restaurants, public transit, and postal services. Basically, anyone who works with the public and is routinely less than 6 feet away from people for more than 15 minutes at a time. Pima has several vaccination sites, including one on the University of Arizona campus, Keno Stadium, the Tucson Medical Center, and the Tucson Convention Center.
Imagine the voice of your grandfather being brought back to life. That's what a new grant from the Doris Duke Foundation is doing with Native American voices. This $1.35 million grant allows museums around the country to translate, transcribe, and digitize recordings or written interviews from different communities. Cronkite News reporter Faith Abercrombie took a look at how the Arizona State Museum is preserving these stories.
This is an example of an oral history interview. Voices from the past are now bringing context to the future through the Doris Duke Project. The digitization of over 684 interviews at the Arizona State Museum is giving people a chance to hear their ancestors' voice for the first time.
I think it would bring a sense of pride and knowing, that their relatives or their grandparents were part of this project.
This project has been years in the making.
It was kind of frustrating.
And by years,
Doris Duke, the individual,
we're talking decades.
In 1967, decided to fund a very broad, ambitious Native oral history project.
The Tohono O'odham tribe makes up about 1/3 of this collection. Through this project, many other communities will be able to hear history through this extensive archive process.
The work it takes to make sure that tribes are consulted in the appropriate way is a lot of time.
And if you're working with somebody from the community, you have a better chance of getting those permissions.
That means for every interview, the museum reaches out to loved ones to ensure the museum receives permission.
Our project archivist is going to have to scour this book. Over the course of 50 years, small efforts have been conducted with individual groups to distribute copies of the recordings, to investigate the permissions, but with no dedicated staff, that work has never been completed.
This collaborative project includes history from Mexican, Californian, and Arizona Native groups. Each could lead to important information about culture, language, and values.
Just, how things used to be, and how much it has changed over time.
And now that time will be captured and no longer stuck in the past. In Tucson, Faith Abercrombie, Cronkite News.
Once the interviews are digitized, they'll be uploaded to a platform built specifically for Indigenous communities where they'll be accessible for free.
It's not time to put away your warm jackets and fuzzy socks just yet because it's snowing in Arizona. That's right, areas up north like Sedona and Flagstaff are under a winter weather advisory right now, and more snow is expected to fall in the next few days. The same storm system will bring much needed rain to the valley. Abigail Verwick is in the Cronkite News Weather Center with a closer look at our weekend weather forecast. Abby?
Happy Friday. Looking at our clouds here, we're going to be seeing some cooler temperatures as we start off this weekend. As Gabrielle mentioned, we're going to see some light snow in the Flagstaff, Sedona, and Payson area, as well as some light rain across the state. However, we're not going to be seeing a whole lot of that rain here in the Phoenix area, but we will be seeing a lot of those clouds, which is going to really cool things off and make for some cooler temperatures this evening. At around 6 o'clock, it's going to be just below 60 degrees with only a small chance of rain, 6%. And as the evening moves forward, we're going to see that temperature drop, but only by a couple of degrees. However, that chance of rain is going to increase up to 24%. And while that's not a whole lot chance of rain for us here in Phoenix, that is not the same for the rest of the state. Looking at our rainfall forecast, we see Payson and Show Low have a higher chance of rain than the rest of the state. And while those aren't super high numbers, they're still high enough to add some color to our map. Later this weekend, it is going to warm back up. After Saturday, we have a 10% chance of rain and a high of 62 degrees. However, Sunday it's going to be warm and sunny with a high of 72. Monday it's going to continue to be warm with a high of 76. However, we're going to have some clouds roll in, typical Monday weather. However, the rest of the week is looking sunny and beautiful. Tuesday and Wednesday, sunny skies and warm highs. Thursday is going to have some clouds roll back in, but we're still going to have a high of 82 degrees. And as Friday and Saturday roll in, we're going to see more of that 85-degree weather, sunny and warm, beautiful, more what we're used to here in the Valley. That is your 8-day weather forecast. I'm Abigail Verwick in the Weather Center.
It's that time of year again, daylight saving time. Sunday, most of the nation will turn their clocks ahead an hour, but we won't. Arizona is one of 2 states that don't change, the other being Hawaii. But why doesn't Arizona spring forward or fall back? Well, there are several reasons, including energy conservation, health risks, and the summer heat. Even though most of the Grand Canyon state doesn't practice daylight saving time, one part of Arizona does, the Navajo Nation. It spans across multiple states, and it does follow daylight savings.
It's a home run. The ASU softball team is back on the field, and they've had an impressive season so far. With a 10-week win streak, the team has welcomed back players who had their senior season taken away because of the pandemic. We'll tell you what you need to know after this break.
Change has become a constant. The way we embrace it defines our future.
Join New York Times executive editor and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Dean Baquet as he receives the 37th annual Walter Cronkite Award for Excellence in Journalism. Attracting industry leaders from the media, politics, business, and education, the award ceremony is the Cronkite School's signature event. Tickets for the virtual ceremony on Thursday, March 25th are available for sale at asufoundation.org/Cronkite Award or call 602-496-5052.
Watch Arizona PBS any way you want, on air and online. Download the PBS video app to stream your favorite PBS programs anytime you want. And you can even watch Arizona PBS live, wherever you are, right from our website at azpbs.org. Don't forget about all your favorite PBS Kids shows, too, on the PBS Kids video app. Watch Arizona PBS, your way, today.
This month in Passport on the PBS Video app, your on-demand library for the best of PBS.
If I'm to make a name for myself, I need as much experience as possible.
Being a detective is a job for a man.
And yet you do it every day, William.
What we experienced is apocalyptic.
We're learning the lessons to not go through that again.
I'm Gustavo Dudamel. Join me in concert at the Hollywood Bowl.
These and other shows from your PBS station are available with Passport on the PBS Video app. Download it today.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station.
Sign in and start streaming today. When you support Arizona PBS, you plant a seed. Seeds that provide educational outreach in our community. Seeds that put our digital resources to work. Seeds that foster the trusted news coverage you expect from PBS. And seeds that continue the amazing PBS programs you love. But our garden can't keep growing without your support. Visit our website to see all the ways you can help our garden grow. Plant a seed with Arizona PBS today.
COVID-19 canceled the 2020 softball season, but now seniors from last year are making their return to finish their unfinished business. Cronkite News reporter Autumn Thompson caught up with the returners about their comeback.
1 year ago, COVID-19 put a pause on the entire sports world. With the cancellation of sports, ASU Softball never expected that their season was going to end so quickly and suddenly.
I think all the seniors, including myself, were pretty upset about it. I know, I shedded a couple tears.
Many of the seniors thought it was their last time putting on the maroon and gold uniform, but the NCAA extended eligibility for student athletes that were impacted by COVID-19 to return for a fifth year.
I had anticipated that we would have quite a few come back because, that senior class, they had a lot of unfinished business and they were kind of on a mission.
Ali Tatnall, Cielo Meza, Kendra, and Maddie Hackbarth are the super seniors that have returned to the ASU softball roster, finishing what they started.
I would say we've definitely been really focused on kind of this year because it is our final year. Even if we kind of don't play, we won't really get another year after, so might as well go out with a bang.
I think as a team, we're all locked into going all the way through postseason and just dominating and being ourselves.
With the season already in full swing, the mental approach by these super seniors has been critical in their ability to lead other players.
I just really encourage conversation. They do a really good job of just sitting down and talking with them and kind of talking through practice with everybody.
The super seniors stay focused on the ultimate goal of making it to Oklahoma City at the end of postseason. In Tempe, Autumn Thompson, Cronkite News.
ASU Softball begins Pac-12 play against UCLA on March 19. That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.